Hello, it's the third week of September 2005. Welcome to the Big Wobble, and what a week it's been. The storm after the calm. Chile blasted by a magnitude 8.4, the biggest quake of the year. Tsunami warnings was issued as far away as New Zealand, and we had 7 major aftershocks as well. After 2 months of relative calm comes a storm. A surge of around 30 massive quakes and aftershocks have rocked Chile north of Santiago. The big one, an 8.4 magnitude tremor, was centered off the coast about 144 miles northwest of the capital. It is the biggest quake of this year, beating the magnitude 7.8 in Nepal earlier in the year. And the major quakes kept coming in and around Chile. On Tuesday, a magnitude 6.1 quake in Chile brought September the highest amount of major quakes in 1 month since April 2014, which coincidentally was the month of the first blood moon. This month they keep on coming. Tuesday's quake was the 20th major quake this month and the 108th of this year. This month needs just another 7 major quakes with 8 days to go to beat the April 2014 total of 26, which coincidentally was also a blood moon month. It was the highest total in the last 3 years. More West Coast marine life disaster. Thousands of pink salmon are dying in Jackaloff Creek, Alaska. A warm winter that left little snow in the mountains, followed by warm spring and summer weather, took the toll on salmon and Dolly Varden, returning to spawn upstream from Jackaloff Bay near Seldovia. This year left no snow. The fish are being brought up the creek on the tide, but as the tide pulls out, the fish are left stranded on a waterless creek. And the ecosystem stress disorder carries on the coast further south. The drought is now killing white-tailed deer by the hundreds in Washington. White-tailed deer in the Spokane region are dying, perhaps by the hundreds, in an outbreak of a drought-related viral disease called bluetongue, Washington officials say. And as if to confirm the misery, on the same day when white-tailed deer in the Spokane region were reported dying, the ecosystem stress disorder continued to grip the west coast of America. Kodiak Island residents have been reporting a large number of common murres washing up dead on local beaches. The dead birds are showing up in places where people don't normally see them. No one knows why they're congregating on Kodiak Island, but reports of the dying birds are coming from as far south as Oregon, and Washington, and now Alaska, which is alarming. Many beachgoers are shocked to find many dead or dying birds littered along local beaches. Some dying birds are so weakened they don't have the strength to lift their heads. And in the same week, now walrus are reported as washing up dead along the Alaskan coast. As marine life deaths intensify, the US Fish and Wildlife Service said Friday it is investigating the deaths of 25 Pacific walrus found on an isolated northwest Alaskan beach. This week it was suggested around 2 ISIS members per 100 refugees were finding their way into Europe. More than 500,000 migrants were detected at EU external borders in the first 8 months of this year, which would calculate to an incredible number of 10,000 terrorists who have crossed into Europe this year. In a show of collective madness, nearly every country in Europe have fallen over themselves to let these murderers in. We can only imagine what horrors await European citizens in the months and years to come. A Russia region, Tanzania, the Meru volcano is awake and spewing ash after a 105-year sleep. A new eruption has been reported yesterday from the volcano, which has last been active 105 years ago. An ash plume was seen rising approximately 1 kilometre and drifting northwest from what looks like a lateral vent on the northern slope of the volcano. Now, the opening of the abyss. Siberia's Hell Mouth craters opening up 107 years after the Tunguska event, with Bible prophecy very much in vogue recently regarding blood moons, signs and wonders, and speculation over how dangerous the CERN experiments are. I myself have had a quiet eye on a phenomenon which so far has stayed under the prophecy radar. In June 1908, many people witnessed what they thought was a meteor flying over Siberia. After the meteor appeared to slow down, it blew up. The explosion was 1,000 times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb in the Second World War, and it exploded about 6 miles above Krasnoyarsk Krai in Russia. Some Bible scholars quietly assumed that was the moment Satan was thrown down to the earth. Fast forward 107 years on, and the scientists are finding new enormous sinkholes in northern Russia, Yamal Peninsula in Siberia, and nobody knows what's causing them. Why are these pingos exploding? And just what is escaping is yet to be revealed, but do stay tuned. And finally, Mexico's Colima volcano spews ash and smoke high into the Mexican sky. The volcano, known as the Volcano of Fire, has been busy the whole summer. Well, thanks for watching again, and I'll see you all next week.